An inductee into the class of 2025, the LQHBA Hall of Fame, Zupers Quick Dash. This intrepid multiple stakes winner completed his career with a record of 12 wins from 29 starts, earning over $471,000 in a career that saw 10 stakes victories. He was bred in the state of Louisiana by Mark Langford, and he was consigned to the 2007 LQHBA yearling sale. Now, prior to the 2007 sale, MC Morris and Coulon Jumonville had partnered on many notable quarter horses. But going to this yearling sale, both had their eye on the son of He's a Fast Dash out of the Zapardo's Prince mare, Oshie Zuper. The partnership purchased the yearling privately prior to going through the sales ring, and Coulon Jumonville explains why both men thought it would be a good investment.
Well, Mr. MC, he studies the catalog. I mean, from the time he gets it, he makes, he marks his catalog, and he was really wanting something out of a thoroughbred mare or appendix bred mare, and so we got to the sale, and the horse wasn't there yet. So he would go back to the stall, I would go back to the stall, and finally MC got there before I did, and the horse was there at the stall, and he came walking down the shed row, and I was walking towards him, and he said, "I already bought the horse. If you want a partner, go look at him," So we bought him, and we ran him through the sale, and he brought about the same money that we gave for him. But MC was he was a big colt. He was bred the way that MC was looking to try to buy one, out of appendix mare or a thoroughbred mare. So that's pretty much, we bought some other yearlings that day, but he was the one that MC really was trying to get,
After the yearling sale, the horse was sent to trainer Heath Taylor to begin the process of preparing him for his career as a racehorse, and initial reports came back for the need for this gelding to mature into the physique and the size that he had become.
Colt was doing good, He thought he would be a little, he said he's a big colt, he needs to mature, and he was just like a big gangly kid, you know what I'm saying? He needed to kind of get everything together, and I think he ran 3/3 as a 2-year-old. I don't know, maybe made $50-something $100 maybe. I don't remember what it was. And then we came back as a 3-year-old. Heath qualified him to the graduation stakes, and he won it.
And they're off in the Louisiana graduation stakes. Good start on the outside for Zupers. Quick Dash is going right for the lead. Loaded Matches is up close between horses. Second Down and Gone is right there, trying to come on late as Zoom by, but they're coming down to the finish, and it is Zupers. Quick Dash just drawing clear to win the Louisiana graduation.
He always had some feet issues, I mean, not terrible, but you had to kind of manage him, and we ran him in another little race there at Delta. I can't remember what race that was, and he didn't run dead last, but he ran back a little bit, and then he had told me that he had some feet issues, and so I was going to bring the horse home and just turn him out, but I picked the horse up, and I ended up bringing him to Dr. Hayes to let him check him out, and I ended up just leaving him with Bobby there. And we turned him out for a while and let his feet grow out, and went back to, nailing shoes on him. We had tried the glue-on shoes, and we just weren't getting the results we wanted, So we gave him some time and let his feet grow out, and it seemed to help him, but we always had to manage his feet through his whole career, He just, if you had to fault him anywhere, he wasn't, for as big a horse he wasn't a big-footed horse, you know what I'm saying?
After the win in the graduation stakes, Zupers Quick Dash would have 5 more starts to close out his 3-year-old campaign, including a finalist appearance in the Grade 1 Dash for Cash Derby at Lone Star Park.
But like I said, with managing his feet, you had to really pick and choose where you ran him, So 4-year-old year is when he really, went to running really good.
In his 4-year-old campaign, Zupers Quick Dash opened his racing season at Delta with a runner-up finish in the John Aleman Stakes before going on to give a solid effort in the victory in the Grade 2 Val's Fortune, and then another top-notch performance in the Grade 2 Louisiana Classic Stakes at Delta, another victory in his 4-year-old campaign in the Don Craven Stakes at Evangeline in October, and then capped off with a win in the Grade 2 Louisiana Champions Day Classic Stakes at the Fairgrounds.
It's a while to get to that point, he's now a 4-year-old, you know what I'm saying? But we always knew he had some talent. It just took a while for everything to come together, you know. Going into his 5-year-old year, he wins the John Aleman, and he placed in the rest of the stakes that he ran in, but that was his only win, I think, in his 5-year-old year. He continued to run, but he was not winning. You know, and so we did send him back to Dr. Hayes. No surgeries, no chips, you know, everything looks good. We just can't figure out what it is. And so at that time, we gave him a pretty good break after that season.
In his 6-year-old season, after finishing 5th in the John Aleman Stakes early on in the Delta meet, Zupers Quick Dash was entered in his second career Grade 2 Val's Fortune Stakes, a race he won as a 4-year-old, and he would put another notch in the win column with another triumph in this second career Val's Fortune Stakes win. He would then go off and run fairly poorly in 2 more stakes events in 2012 before capping off his 6-year-old campaign.
We're at the end of his 6-year-old year, and we've contemplated, you know, retiring him, and Bobby's telling me, you know, the horse is still fine. I got Dr. Hayes to go through him. We can't find anything wrong with him. Let's give him a long layoff, and let's just pick and choose our spots in his 7-year-old year.
Here is one of the brilliant older horses in quarter horse racing history in Louisiana, who up to this point had won 7 stakes and 26 career starts and earnings of nearly $350,000 going into his 7-year-old campaign, which would turn out to be one of his top seasons yet.
On the outside, Martini Mountain moves up to the inside at Zupers Quick Dash. Between horses, Blue Louisiana Hoya, they're coming to the finish. Zupers Quick Dash has the lead, and Zupers Quick Dash wins the John Aleman Memorial. With a surge, Zupers Quick Dash is there in the black cap. Political Option's going to have to rally. He's behind rivals. It's Zupers Quick Dash, JLS, Mr. Big Time. Zupers Quick Dash won the Val's Fortune. Option trying to move up on the inside. Here comes Zupers Quick Dash, riding the rails and right up with the leaders on the outside. Martini Mountain putting in a bid. Then comes JLS, Mr. Big Time, who's trying to gain late. They're coming down to the finish. Zupers Quick Dash has the lead. Zupers Quick Dash holds on to win the Classic.
We started the meet out at Delta. We win the John Aleman. We win the Val's Fortune. We go on into the Classic, and we win it, in which he breaks the track record, which still holds today for 440 yards at Delta Downs. He was showing more signs of feet problems after that, so at that time we decided to just go ahead and retire him. I mean, we still today talk about this horse and all the memories we had, and he's a horse of a lifetime, you know, and there's a lot of good horses that run out there, and there's a lot of them that made a lot more money than him, but to make it the way he made it, you know, and it's not all about the money, you know, but he was just one of those horses that you knew when you went to the races that he was going to give you his all, you know, and he was probably one of the most honest horses I've ever owned, you know, when it comes to racing.
The LQHBA is proud to announce its newest member into the Louisiana Quarter Horse Breeders Association Hall of Fame, Zupers Quick Dash, class of 2025.